Hey, it's Fabian. Welcome back to another video of me recapping our family Disney vacation from earlier this year. Today we're covering day 3, Animal Kingdom. This was Thursday, January 23rd. So the bad, again, with going with the theme, the weather was supposed to be a little bit nicer today. Clear but cold. But unfortunately that changed quickly and it kind of rained all day. So a bit warmer. And I did have my hat and my gloves that day, so and more layers on, so it was a little bit more tolerable. But it did rain all day, and so unfortunately, some of the park sections closed, and some of the animal exhibits were closed due to the weather. And we also had to skip most of the character photo ops. But the good is that despite the rain, we had a great time in this park. I really enjoyed Animal Kingdom, even though it's the least favorite from some people, but I enjoyed it. We accomplished everything we wanted to do again, like the first day. Yeah, we did not ride Pandora because of the wait times at the time we were around there in the area, and we didn't have a lightning link for it. And it wasn't our priority to ride that ride. And Anna had already gone on it, so that was probably like the only thing we missed, but we weren't planning on it anyways. We did get to ride the safari twice, back to back, and I was kind of happy we did that because on our first ride, most of the animals were still inside. The cast members were telling us it was due to the cold and stuff like that. So unusual cold, the animals were staying mostly inside. But on our second ride, back to back, which was only a few minutes later, most of the animals were out, so we did get to see most of them. We had a great time doing the Wilderness Explorers challenge, which is the scavenger hunt, I guess, for the kids. Going to each station and getting a little badge sticker. Unfortunately, we were too tired and too wet to make it to Rafiki's area, which is where you get the last 4 badges. You have to take like a monorail or a train to a different area of the park. But we were too exhausted by that time, so we only got 16 out of the 20. But the kids had a great time learning about the wildlife, especially the last batch, which covered, I think it was spiders or fossils. I can't remember. But the kids were really curious about it. They really enjoyed that one, and the cast member showing the stuff was really great. The food at this park was amazing. It's probably one of the best foods of the whole trip, if I remember correctly. I was just happy not to be eating burgers or pizzas or chicken nuggets or French fries. So we did have some African corn with African seasoning on it. That was delicious. Some rice and some like seasoned chicken, which kind of reminded us of the chicken adobo that my kids' grandparents make them from the Philippines. So they were not fighting about it. They were not picky. They ate the whole thing. I think I had to go get more rice and chicken for Remy. So yeah, we loved it. The Dole Whip, the orange float, the Dole Whip orange float, man, that was so delicious, and I was so happy to discover that the Dole Whips are lactose free. So man, I really enjoyed that one. The shows in the park were wonderful. Before our trip, I kept doing some research, and people were saying that the shows that they have at this park are sort of like Broadway shows, and if they're seeing a few of them, I know what they mean by that. The Lion King was amazing, and the Nemo show was fantastic. I actually had teary eyes. I actually almost cried during that Nemo one because it was just so great. We were up like front row, and yeah, just seeing the dad talking to Nemo after they find each other, man, I was like, oh, the allergies are acting up. But yeah, it was wonderful shows. On our way out, a couple of unexpected things happened. To summarize the day, so we were trying to get 2 more Explorer badges near Expedition Everest, and one ended up being near the shop. So while we were looking for the badge, we noticed there was a single rider sign for the Everest roller coaster, and we had not planned on going on a roller coaster at all, especially because our kids can't go on it. So we were trying just to avoid all of those major rides. But Anna and I talked Anna and I talked about it shortly, and we said, hey, let's go on it one at a time, and if I can find a place to hide from the rain. So I found a little small bench that one of us could sit on with the kids and entertain them with fruit snacks while the other one went to ride. So that's what we ended up doing. Anna went first. And it was, I remember it was cold and windy and rainy. She came back and she's like, oh, she said it was great. So I was like kind of nervous. I don't like thrill rides too much. Um, and so I went single rider line, didn't even wait more than 5 minutes. And I got paired with a little girl who told me it was her like third time that day by herself. And then she heard me screaming and she was telling me that I was like screaming too much or something like that. She's like, oh, I forgot what she said, but yeah, she made me laugh. She told me, oh, watch out with the Yeti is coming or whatever. She would like tell me what's happening. But yeah, it was great. I had a great experience on that ride, and as you can see from the picture, I think I was having a lot of fun. So on after that, we were also walking out of the park, and we had, it's tough to be a bug on our lightning lanes. Anna had reserved it, even though we knew that it was kind of scary for the kids based on what people had told us in the reviews. It's a little bit scary for younger kids, but Anna had put a lightning lane for it, and it was on our way out, and the kids kept asking for one more ride. So we ended up going into that ride, and I'm glad we did because we didn't know it was going to be closing permanently a couple of weeks later after we went. And we went into it knowing that it was possibly going to be scary for the kids, but what do you know? Remy loved it. It was I think I asked him at one point what was his favorite ride, and he said it was that one. Kylo was a little bit scared, but Remy was having a blast, laughing at the bugs, though, especially the ones that like farted some gas. He was laughing and enjoying it so much. And then after that, we were making our way to the exit, and then we saw Kevin, which is the bird from the movie Up. And despite the light rain, he had come out for some pictures. And after the fact that we saw him like reading Facebook, people say it's kind of rare to see him, I guess. And I just wish the kids had taken a picture of it because we didn't get any pictures of it. I asked them if they wanted to go up, and there was like only 3 people around him, so the line was short, and we could have gotten some pictures with Kevin, but nope, that didn't happen. But anyways, great second day at the parks. Well, this day 3, but it was only our second park. Let's see, I forgot to bring up the mileage. Okay, 8.5 miles that day. So yeah, a little bit less, but no, we had a good time. So that is it for today. I'll see you guys on the next part. Peace.